But anyway, let's get stuck into the nutrition. So first of all, we have to consider, what are we actually looking for with nutrition? Because obviously nutrition contributes to a variety of things within the body. And that's actually probably a poor way of saying it. It contributes to a variety of things that we would care about that are related to the body, is probably more accurate in saying it. And what I mean by that is your nutrition does influence a few things. First of all, it influences your body composition, right? This is one of those things that people, they care about. They care about how they look, right? And the thing about nutrition and influencing your body composition, it is a piece of the puzzle. It's not the whole puzzle. And you have to get that understanding. And you see these kind of, I don't know, memes and stuff online where it's like, oh, it's 70% diet and 30% training, or 50% diet or 100% training, and fucking all these numbers, they don't even make sense, right? But all you have to understand is that nutrition plays a role. It is a piece of the puzzle with all of this stuff. And as a result, if you want to have improved body composition, you're going to have to master your nutrition in some manner, shape, or form, right? So that's the first thing. It contributes to body composition, right? And again, as I said, I know a lot of people are listening to podcasts like this because they care about their body composition, or at least that's how most people's health journeys start, right? But nutrition does more than that. It also contributes to our overall health, or the overall health of the organism. In this case, it's us, right? It contributes to our health, or it can potentially detract from our health. Okay. So there's the first two things, but it also contributes to, we'll call it our experience of life, right? And we're going to put this down under the category of performance, right? But it is actually a little bit more than just, oh, how fast did I do a thing, or how well did I do a thing, or whatever. It also contributes to, your mental well-being, your mood, all that kind of stuff. So we've basically got three things that the nutrition is playing a role in: health, body composition, and performance, right? So we want to get our nutrition sorted because we care about those things in some way, manner, shape, or form. Now, all of them, nutrition is important for. Some of them, especially something like body composition, for example, like if you don't have a mastery over your nutrition, you're kind of pissing in the wind. You're not going to get the body composition that you want, whether that's to gain muscle, whether that's to gain muscle, lose fat, maintain your body weight, whatever it is. You're just not going to move towards your objective unless you get your nutrition sorted, right? However, there's also things where maybe you care about your health. If you don't get your nutrition sorted, and that could be a variety of things. You don't have the right, calorie balance. You've the wrong constituents of fat intake, whatever. You can actually be detracting from your health, or you could potentially not be reaching your health maximum. And I know a lot of people think of health as purely the absence of disease, for example. That's not really the case, because you can be doing stuff now that helps you live longer into the future, and then also have a higher quality of life through that health span, right? So we care about nutrition. That should be obvious enough. This is the episode to tell you how to eat, basically. Now, myself and Gary, neither of us are registered dietitians. So if you take this as medical advice, you're simply in the wrong. We are not medical practitioners. Gary is actually one part medical practitioner because he's a physiotherapist, but me, I'm actually an idiot, right? Anyway, Gary, do you have anything to say on that so far?
No, I would be very much in agreement that nutrition can kind of serve three primary things that we generally think about with our clients, and those are health, performance, and body composition. And when you zoom in on health, you can view it in terms of, short-term deficiencies. If things are missing from your diet, what could potentially happen? For example, very short-term, you're going to be low on energy, you're going to be hungry, etc. Over the slightly longer term, you might start to develop deficiencies or insufficiencies. And then there's also the contributors to the diet that can accumulate over time to potentially lead to risks. So like you were suggesting, if you're, consuming certain types of fat in very high quantities, like saturated fat, that might contribute to cardiovascular disease risk over time. That's something you're not going to feel. You're not going to see it in 5 years, 10 years, but you might see it in 40 years. And that's why nutrition needs to be kind of thought of both in terms of what the purpose of changing your nutrition is. Is it for health? Is it for performance? Is it for body composition? And then within health, is it for cardiovascular disease, neurological disease, etc.? But then also temporally, in terms of asking yourself, is the goal of changing my nutrition to optimize one of these variables for the next 5 years, the next 6 months? Maybe if you're a fighter or something, or a powerlifter, it could be the next 6 weeks. Or is it to maximize those outcomes over multiple decades? And they're the different dimensions you need to be thinking about when you enter making that decision-making process of what am I going to do to change my nutrition.